Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing today? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today's video we are going to talk about driving in Canada. Some really awkward things about driving in Canada, some nice things, and how it's different from the rest of the world. Let's talk about it. Guys, it's so windy. It's finally almost summer. Like garden centers there is Rona. Garden centers are starting to operate. You know, people start to plant their flowers. It means we are getting to a summer season here in Canada. First thing that I want to tell you about driving in Canada is that sometimes it's really peaceful, sometimes it's really frustrating. Okay, let's get to the road and I'll show you a little bit what I'm talking about. See the cars over there? See guys, this guy is also turning right even though it's a red light for him. Guys, you see, people can make a right turn on the red light in Canada. If you do that kind of stunt in Europe, your car can get towed away and you know, you might get your license probably suspended or at least get a ticket for that. Here you are allowed to make that right turn on the red light. Like if it's red for you like that, you can still go to that. Like, let's check the cars coming. Let's see if any cars are coming. No cars coming. Oh, look at the truck. Hey, all I'm saying is you can make a right turn on the red, which is kind of really awkward for me coming from Europe. You cannot do that there. I mean, if you do that in Ukraine, you get a ticket. The only reason when you can make a right turn like that, look at that car, see? The car is coming, that SUV over there, he's going to make it right turn. So right turn. So he's allowed to stop. He has to stop, make sure it's safe, and then he turns. If you do that in Europe, you're screwed. And I was really surprised when I came to Canada and I found out that you are allowed to make this kind of turns. And you know what? I think it's an awesome thing, and I think that Europeans should learn from Canadians and, you know, take this into Europe. I mean, this is a really right thing. It works here. It's totally safe. I don't know why we get a ticket in Europe for that. There are some things, guys, that I don't like about driving in Canada. First of all, slow cars driving on the left lane. In Europe, we use the left lane to overtake cars. So if you're a slower traffic, you stay to the right. Whereas in Canada, for some reason, this is a small road here. But in general, on a highway, like let's say Calgary Deerfoot Highway, or one of those bigger ones, where there are 3 or 4 lanes, let's say, people are trying to get to the leftmost lane, even if they're going 10 kilometers under the speed limit. Which makes an awkward situation in rush hours, when you're trying to get to work and you want to drive faster. Everyone goes to the left lane, and there is one person, not a good person, but there is always that person who is standing there and driving real slow, and then you're forced to overtake people on the right, whereas legally you're not supposed to do that. You can get a ticket for that. You're not supposed to be overtaking people on the right lane, but the left lane is always full and the right lane is always me driving it. So another ridiculous thing, guys, is people in Canada love to drive like on one lane. If you have to make like a left turn 2 kilometers ahead, a person would stay in the left lane for that only reason. So that 2 kilometers ahead, that person can make a left turn without having to change lanes. Which, you know, totally makes sense for the driver, but doesn't really make sense from a driving perspective and regulations. I mean, you cannot be that lazy, not be willing to change lanes. Look at that bus going there, guys. Nice. Another really awkward and frustrating thing that I noticed in Canada is merging into highway. Like, just imagine, let me take the sunglasses off, just imagine this is a highway and that's where the cars would merge. One lane, the second lane would be the cars who are willing to exit the highway, even though the exit is over there, but the merge starts over here. Like the white line, the solid white line ends here, and that's where people from the lane who are trying to exit the highway, right on that point of that white line, they want to go into this lane. And the people who are merging, they have to merge the highway because they don't want to be exited at the same point they have to merge into the highway. It really creates a dangerous situation, and lots of driver frustration, slow traffic and collisions, accidents on that spot. Go fast and then someone jumps in front of you and then you slam on the brakes. And that's kind of really frustrating part about driving in Canada. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people don't get that there is this much of space. You don't have to merge in here. Let the people enter in the highway, merge from here, go drive ahead a little bit, and let them get into the highway. You don't have to exit here. That's an entrance. Exit is over there. I don't know, guys. This is like really... If you met this same kind of frustration what I'm talking about, shoot a comment below. I want to know your story. Like, tell me about it, because this is crazy. That's not it. Another part is same story. You're merging to highway. A person is driving on the second lane. Legally, they're supposed to give you like a right of way when you put your indicator so you can merge into the highway. But it just happens that some people, they just want to stay in that lane, and for some reason people in Canada, they really don't like other people overtaking them. I found it being really like an awkward syndrome here, where people just don't want you to be ahead of them. Not everyone is like that, but there is a big chunk of people who are like that. So they would be driving in that lane, even though they know that you're merging to a highway, they have to let you in. They won't. So there is like a wall of cars coming on that road, and when you're trying to merge, they're not letting you in. I mean, come on, why would you do that? Just legally you're supposed to let in those people who are merging to highway. Like, some people here are just, well, I was first in this lane, why would I let somebody in front of me, let them get behind me? But the person behind them thinking the same way, and it ends up in creating a dangerous situation on the road. Alright, enough of bad stuff, let's talk about good stuff. First good thing is, in Canada people don't really like to honk. Everyone is so patient, and they're patiently waiting for everyone, like literally, like not that guy who just slammed on the acceleration like crazy, but in general. For example, on a parking lot, you know that parking lot frustration where you're standing on the parking lot, you're trying to back up and people are getting upset and going, not letting you out. Well, that's the good thing in Canada. People would actually stop and they would patiently wait for you to exit, like to back up, come out. If you're a slow driver, like you're just a new driver, you're a noob in driving, you don't know what you're doing, right? Just got your license, and first day on the road, you put your reverse light, you put your indicator, you're coming out, 4 cars are waiting for you. Everyone is like thinking in their head, come on man, you have to do it faster. Like, what takes you so long to come out from your parking lot, right? And nobody honks at you, and nobody tells you anything, patiently waiting. I mean, that's just amazing. I tried to be like that so many times, but at some point I just get to a point like, come on man, hurry up. But I really admire this kind of perspective, and I think this is something amazing, that's how majority of the people are in Canada. And I think lots of other countries, lots of other people should learn from Canadians this kind of politeness on the road. Right, see, I'm using a pedestrian here. Good thing in Canada, guys, is that if you're using a pedestrian, everyone is going to stop. Like, you see the sign, you see, it's on the other side. See the sign, you see the line, you can cross the road, and it's awesome. People would actually stop for you. But the ridiculous thing about it in driving in Canada, that pedestrians, they wear their hoodies, they wear their headphones like Beats from Dr. Dre, and they just go, sometimes not even on a pedestrian, and they don't even look at the cars. So you can be going like real fast, 50 kilometers per hour, and some person just walks without looking right in front of you and starts crossing the road, where you have to slam on the brakes. And a funny situation that the person doesn't even check, not the right side, not the left side, person just walks across the road without even checking. I don't know how they do that, people, especially teenagers. I think it's really dangerous. I mean, like, as a driver, you can go to jail if you hit someone, right? You can get a criminal offense, something like distracted driving or whatever. But sometimes I think that people here are a little bit reckless in terms of crossing the road like that, and it's really dangerous for them and for the drivers, and especially teenagers. You see someone coming to the road like that and then they just walk right in front of you. So you have to be really careful if you see a teenager wearing a hoodie, wearing the headphones and crossing the road, because they might not even check the signs and just start walking. In general, you know guys, I love driving in Canada because people follow the rules. Sometimes they follow the rules that much that it's like, it gets to a ridiculous point. You know, it's always important to have that part of rules in your head plus common sense and judgment. I've seen a couple of situations like, okay, I'm driving, I screwed up. There was a situation where I did not notice a stop sign, okay? I did not notice it. I was thinking it was like a four-way stop sign, but it was like one way, so only I had to stop. So I stopped and then I went. And guess what? Good thing, I have a really good reaction. I slammed on the brakes. The lady almost ran into me because she got really upset that I did not stop on the stop sign. So she just decided to go without even looking at me and almost hitting me. Yeah, it would be my fault if we did collide, but you have to have some judgment. And I think that's kind of a difference between Canada, for example, and India. I went to India, there is the opposite sign from Canada. There is no rules whatsoever. Everything is based on judgment. Canada, everything is based on rules, but the judgment, lots of drivers, they have really poor judgment on rules because they don't, lots of people don't consider other people making mistakes when you should. And even though it's your right of way, you should be really careful in executing that right of way. It's better to be a little bit of a defensive driver than offensive driver. Like, don't be like me. I'm really aggressive driver. Don't be like me. Guys, there is one more thing that is really weird in Canada, is when the drivers and like a construction zone. Like, for example, you can see there are some pylons over here. When you're driving on the road and you see some pylons, usually what you do in Europe, like in what is a zipper merge? For example, if you're driving and one lane, right lane, like, okay, let's do it this way. This lane, there are two lanes. This lane is blocked by construction and that lane is empty. So what we do in Europe is, you're driving a car, you drive towards the pylons, like you stop just a little bit away from it, and after that we put an indicator to go to the left lane, and we change the lane. The cars on the left lane, they would let us in. What happens in Canada is that when you're driving and someone sees a pylon, usually like the car you see over there coming from that way, usually that car like would slam on the brakes right there and try to change the lane into the left lane right away because they saw the pylons. Now what happens next? It's really dangerous to slam on the brakes because people driving behind you, they might not see, then you slam on the brakes, you're trying to get into the left lane. Now the left lane is full of cars now from here and 1 kilometer backwards. What happens now? That guy who changed his lane, he's going ahead, and now somebody else sees the pylons, but they don't see them as soon as that person saw. So they would slam on the brakes closer to the pylons and maybe even ahead of that person. So now that person is a little bit upset and not happy that somebody is going to go ahead of them when they were the first ones to notice the pylons. They are supposed to be like ahead in a queue to get where they want to be. There is a very small percentage of people who know what zipper merge is. And it's simple. You drive towards the pylons, you put your indicator. The construction zone starts here. You cannot drive forward, so you stuck here. You put your indicator. The car goes, next car lets you in. Then that car goes, the next car comes in. That car that went, the other car lets you in, you merge and you go. It's scientifically proven by German scientists, guys, and it's something that we use in Europe. It proves that it reduces the traffic strain, it reduces the traffic, it creates less dangerous situations on the road if you are following the rules of zipper merge. In Canada, I do zipper merge all the time, but for some reason people consider this to be rude, because a person who noticed those pylons over there, he changed his lane right at the signal light over there. This lane is empty. And I'm considered to be a bad person because I'm the only one drove in the empty lane from here until the pylons and went ahead of that person, like 25 cars ahead. So, you know, you get into trouble for that. People get upset, they don't want to let you in. And that's only the reason because people don't do zipper merges in Canada. I don't think people know what it is, but it is something that lots of people should start using it. You're driving from there and you see pylons over there. You drive to the pylons, you put your indicator, and then people are supposed to let you in. If they don't let you in, they're not following the rules, but they're supposed to let you in. You don't slam on the brakes right there. So next time we are on the road and you change your lane over there, the signal, and you see me driving by, driving straight to the pylons and putting my indicator, it's just that I know what is a zipper merge. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be smart to get ahead of everyone else, but you know what, it actually works really well for me that people don't know what is a zipper merge in Canada. I just realized I made a mistake explaining what is a zipper merge, because so far empty lane from over there until the pylons gave me an opportunity to go ahead and get ahead of like 50 cars. Now if people are actually going to start following the driving rules and everyone is going to start zipper merging like me, I'm not going to be able to get ahead of everyone. So I think I just made a mistake explaining what it is and why we use it so much in Europe. But anyways, guys, I hope people actually start using it. It's more safe, less collisions, less problems on the road. Zipper merge is a huge thing. Now let's get to the car, guys. I love driving in Canada. Canadians are awesome drivers. Regulations here make it such a pleasant, you know, you actually get relaxed while driving here. Unless you're driving like me, I am like I'm one of those guys. So the only people who are a little bit tensed are my passengers when they're driving with me. Me personally, I'm really relaxed, really nice driver. That's what I think of myself. My passengers, I don't know why they get so tensed when I do a zipper merge. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe. You'll see you in the next video. Or next time you see me on the zipper merge, please let me in. Have a good one, guys.